Hello, everyone. Welcome to Knightspeed, Season 4, Game 4.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not doing any more episodes. It's just easy.
Yeah,
Game
too
four,
confusing.
North Carolina, Tar Heels came to town, you know, and
Good win.
we beat the brakes off them.
Yeah, I mean, not really a better UNC team. They do have a legendary coach coaching them in Bill
Yes,
Belichick. But yeah, they're kind of like us. A lot of new players.
I think they had 63.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they had quite a
what
few.
is it? We have what, 60?
Yeah, 60.
I think the only team I know that has actually more new transfers than we did,
Right, right.
which was. But again, both teams kind of in the same boat. I think the home field advantage in the bounce house really helped us. Because you can say what you want, but a 25-point win is nice.
Well, it's a different vibe in there now. Like I said, I heard, I don't know who it was. I was just watching the Suns this morning. The Suns, UCF there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember who the commentator was, but he says Gus was the kind of guy who tried not to lose.
yeah.
That's all he did. To where Scott is back and Scott's trying to win games,
Well, if
and
you
it
if you
showed
think
right
about
before
this,
half.
I mean, yeah, and exactly. I was just about to go to that with the just before half. Do you think Gus tries to score any points at all before half,
It
or
would
does
have
he go
been
to the
a 3
locker room?
point. It'd have been at best if Gus were still here. It'd have been 3 points.
Yeah,
So we'd have gone into half 16-3 with them getting the ball, and they would
yeah,
have scored because Gus's defenses always were awful. So then it'd been 16-9 or 10,
yeah,
and then we
and
got a game again. You know,
yeah. It's exactly what I thought. And I said when we get that score, to go 20-3,
yeah,
that was huge. I mean, that was right there. It was really kind of a very defining moment in the game. They come out, I don't, they have a short drive. We get the ball back. You kind of go around. Then they get the ball for it seemed like a 10-minute drive.
right.
Yeah, I don't know if our guys just lost focus. I don't know what happened. The one quarterback got injured. Um, I guess
Gio
it's
Lopez.
yeah,
Yeah, Brad Johnson's kid is the quarterback. Gio Lopez is a fine athlete.
yeah,
He's a really good athlete. The line for North Carolina, the offensive line that is not very good. You could tell,
yeah,
you know, and I don't think Gio Lopez is adjusting well to that,
yeah.
and so he was having problems. Obviously he got a sack. With Sincere Edwards one time. He threw a pick another time
Hmm.
when Lockett, got his hand up and who was it? Najee Kelly then intercepted it.
Hmm.
Looks to me like we got a defense on that side.
Yeah, we've got a
We
well
finally got a
again
defense back. You know,
because you think about it, we've not given up 10 points in 3 games this year. Now, mind you, they're not really barn burning teams, but we have not given up 10 points in a game. And really, one
but,
game, you think about that first game against Jacksonville State when we needed that defense to perform well. They did.
right, right, right. Yeah. Well, they gave up 10. I think we've given up no more than 10. You know,
Yeah. 10
and
is 10 is the highest we've given.
so it was a good win. Nice
Yeah.
nice solid team win. Obviously, as you would agree, I think that Taven Jackson is the solidified starter,
Without a doubt.
and
I still think you need a few, packages
I
for
like Ja'Cory
Jakari.
down in there. I like seeing Ja'Cory get in there and play.
Yeah. I think
Um,
he needs at least 10, 15, maybe as many 20 plays a game.
right, and because you never know, Taven could get knocked out.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I see there on our schedule there are some good teams that we still have to go to their place and play. One being Texas Tech, which appears to me to be a real team,
Yeah.
and probably the best team of the conference. Although Utah was pretty good, they're having quarterback problems as well. But Texas Tech is legit. Um,
that's gonna be a rough one. Again, it's in Lubbock also, which is not
Right.
gonna make it any easier.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can improve a lot by the time we get to Lubbock, though.
Hopefully. I agree.
Well, you think about it. I mean, we've got what 5, 6 games before we get to because you think about we've got Kansas State, then Kansas,
Right.
then Cincinnati. So that's three right there. Again, two of those games. I don't really want to count Kansas State as an easy one or a win yet. I'm still kind of
Well, let's see. K State lost Iowa State. They almost lost North Carolina or North Dakota.
yeah,
I mean, that was and I'm not saying, being in this conference now 3 years, I do know there ain't no easy ones. There's no gimmies
no,
at
no,
all. We're gonna have to go in there. We're gonna have to win if we do win, and if we
yeah.
can win. They were off last week, so hopefully they didn't regroup and decide to dedicate the rest of the season to playing together. And because the team that lost to Army, Iowa State, and then how'd they do against Arizona?
They lost to Arizona. Arizona beat them
So they're
all.
1-3 right
They're
now.
1-3. Yeah,
1-3. You know, if I think Scott said we haven't played anybody yet, so let's not get too excited. I think he's
yeah.
still trying to keep expectations low, which I understand. I agree in some
No,
form.
I totally agree.
We started out last year 3-2, and it turned into just a nightmare.
Hmm.
If you remember. Remember after we went into TCU there and came out with a win,
With
everybody was excited about that season.
huge expectations. Again,
And
we're
then
3-0. We've got 9 left. All we can do, and then we go 1-8.
the jalopy right off the cliff. It was just
Yeah,
awful to
it
see,
was.
you know.
It was absolutely a wreck of a season after that fantastic win at TCU.
Right. So I don't think anybody's willing to really kind of jump onto the bandwagon just yet. The bandwagon's pretty full anyway, as you saw with the crowd there on Saturday. They were saying that
Yeah,
the old bounce house was back, nice and loud, things like that. And it was nice to see to where you finally, I think, starting to see people realize that it's a different vibe here, different coach, which is someone who's not looking to go become the coach over at Arkansas, which lost to Memphis this weekend,
yeah.
and uh, what a train wreck Arkansas is. That's
Mm,
what we talk about, like with the SEC. SEC is probably gonna, if they're gonna take on anybody, they're probably gonna want to get rid of people. You know,
yeah.
because
That's
I think if it were up the SEC, they'd be 12 teams and that'd be it, and
yeah.
they just get rid of teams they don't think they're good enough. But
Well, yeah. But you think about it. I mean, it was a really good win against uh, North Carolina. But if you look at the stats and the box score, they're
right,
relatively very, very similar. I mean, we had very similar stats with them. We both were 5 of 13 on third down. They're 3 out of 4 on fourth down. We're 4 out of 4 on fourth down. But it was a very even game statistically.
North
So,
Carolina.
yeah. So us to have a 25-point win is really kind of. But again, we won the turnover battle. And
What
two crucial
was
ones.
Yeah? What was the penalties?
We had more penalties than they did. I
How
want to say
many?
uh, I want to say penalties were they had 5 for 50, we had 7 for 40. So we had more penalties. But again, what we got to do is we've got to stop having defensive linemen jump off sides.
Right,
But there's one at least I know of that did keep that drive going, where they
right.
had 3rd and 7. They let the play go because it was a defensive offsides. We stop it, but yet they get a chance to go again because they make it 3rd down and 2 as opposed to 3rd down and 7, or we should say 4th down and 7, and they convert. It's like, guys, you're over the ball. You've got to watch the ball.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I think this is so simple to correct, but for some
we,
reason,
we,
pre-games we haven't corrected it yet.
we had an interception that went back for a touchdown, but we had defensive line offsides, and we have to work on that because
Yeah,
luckily we didn't need it this week.
Yeah.
You may need it next week. That come Saturday,
No, I agree.
and it's something, guys. That I think you and I talked about last week. I was hoping to get no more than 4 penalties, and we doubled up on that with 8. It's better than 10, I guess.
Yeah. But I
Still,
mean, the penalty yards is 40 yards. So you think about it, you've got most of them are 5 yards, and you got one 10 yarder.
but were they
So
on third and fourth down and things like that, to where you
yeah.
get 10 drives
Oh
and
yeah. They
that'll
were
kill you.
they were
You know that.
mental lapse penalties.
Yeah, that'll
The
kill you.
thing
You
that's
know
kind
this.
of plagued us all year.
Right.
Yeah. Now again, they no, neither team lost two fumbles, but they threw two interceptions on us. And again, time of possession, we had about an 8 minute advantage on them.
Oh, really? We
And
did?
that's saying a lot because,
Well,
yeah, because they had that one 10 minute plus drive with 20 plays.
yeah, we had a 10-minute drive with 18 plays.
Yeah, they did too, though. And that's what I say. You take that away from them, and they've got, the ball virtually for a quarter out
Well,
of four, which is going to be unsuccessful in any
the difference
game
with
here.
Matt, we were fine with their 10-play drive or 20-play drive for 10 minutes because it ate the third quarter away.
Mm-hmm.
And they only got 9 points out of it, or
Yeah,
at the end
a
of it, so
touchdown,
six
six. Yeah,
points. And third quarter was over.
yeah,
And so when we get the ball back, we go on an 18-play drive, 10 minutes. Fourth quarter's over. Good night,
yeah.
folks. Drive safe, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Do you remember that last year when we were playing? I believe it was West Virginia, or it was later in the season. We actually we were doing the same thing. We had a big long drive. We did score it. It was like you just ate up a quarter here for 7 points. What are you
Right.
doing?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a Gus.
yeah. And it was and I think that's really kind of where North Carolina's Coach Belichick is right now. He can't really get too much out of the team he has. And again, he doesn't have a Tom Brady right now.
No, and I think he's having problems. I think the offensive coordinator is kind of probably not up for the job,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And again, I think Brad Johnson's kid is the starter, not this Geo.
Is he young? What year is he in?
I think he's probably a junior. I think
Okay, so he's
this is his third stop. Brad's
yeah.
kid. He started off at LSU, then from
Okay. So yeah, he
LSU,
is he is junior or senior.
yeah, then from LSU he went to Texas A&M, and then from Texas A&M now he's at North Carolina.
Got it.
So he was playing in that. Do you remember when FSU played LSU in the Sugar
Oh
Bowl?
yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of. Brad Johnson's kid, I think, was the starter at that
Oh
time.
yeah. I remember that. I didn't know that was the same one. I thought it was another Johnson. I can't believe it was that's it. This has got to be his senior year
Senior year, or well, okay.
or redshirt junior. I mean,
I think he might be a junior, but nonetheless, I think it's more of a consistent looking offense with that kid than it is with
yeah.
Gio Lopez or whatever the kid's
And
name
they
is.
might use him going forward. But again, you think about it, we had probably maybe 145 yards more total yards than they did. Again, 25-point difference. Passing yards, again, 80 different. Now, one thing where we really outshined them on is almost by 85 yards was the rushing, the rushing game. The running game really, I thought our running game was quiet. So
Yeah,
I guess theirs was even more quiet than ours was, which I think for them to win, they needed that number 35 there, that little bowling pin. They needed him to run a little better, and he did.
Damari popped him one good time. Did you see that?
I did see that.
He picked like a 10-yarder, and Damari just put his shoulder up underneath him and gave it. Like I said, hey, that's a big boy. That Damari popped.
Dropped him, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good shot.
Hmm. But again, for them, they needed I guess this was is it Demon June?
I
He
don't know.
he yeah, he needed more. I mean, 10 carries for 50 yards, 5 yard average. He had that one break, which again was about a 10, 11 yard run before he got popped. And really he was kind of quiet all day.
What did Jakari Brown have?
Jakari Brown's stats, he wasn't the leading rusher. That was Taven Jackson.
Okay.
Taven Jackson was the leading rusher, but I want to say Jakari was um 4 carries for 31 yards.
We had that one fourth down, 4th and 4.
Yeah,
He got like 11 yards on,
yeah.
and it just ran away from everybody. You know,
No, he had some very good runs. I know, I agree. Again, he had I don't know what 4 or 5 plays in the game, but did very well. He was a very very productive player when he was in. And I said I think we need to get more packages with him playing.
right?
Again, Taven was the leading rusher with 66 yards. Montgomery had 35 on 12 carries, which again is under 2 yards. I'm sorry, under 3 yards a carry. And Jaden Nixon. And again, I'm not gonna blame the backs or the running backs on this, or I'm sorry, the quarterbacks. I think our line just really didn't have sound assignment football. There
Well,
were plenty of guys coming off that were unblocked. They
some
were
things that
making
I noticed, yeah, well, things I notice is our tight ends do not block well
no,
at all. And I think that's some of the guys that are blowing up these plays is the tight ends guy.
yeah,
But you have to find better tight ends to block if we're gonna run the ball
yeah.
because they can catch everything. They're just not blocking well.
But if you look at our young receivers are not really blocking very well either. I
Yeah,
mean, and you look at Dwayne Thomas missed a couple blocks because we're doing those you know glorified screens. I mean that was virtually our running game.
right,
It
right.
was just kind of like a long handoff to a receiver. He threw a completion to 9 different guys Saturday, which is good. And again, even our two freshmen got a pass.
What was
One of them,
what was Miles's long?
Miles,
Yeah,
he had
Montgomery.
a his run.
Yeah,
His,
you have a long.
he had his longest rush was, gosh, I want to say what 7 yards.
Yeah, that was the one to where he got caught, but it was a misdirection to where what he did is he went one way and then cut back the other, and that's when the hole opened for him.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, it took a while for this hole to open, but it did open. And I
yeah,
don't know if it's just because we're getting to the hole too quick and it's just not opening quick enough, or we got to start running some kind of misdirection and kind of let the hole kind of open a little bit more organically to where it gets a little time to get it to open.
yeah. Well, I guess what was nice is both running backs did get a touchdown.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and again, you think about it. Nixon, his touchdown was a 5, 6 yard run right up to the middle to be the final score of the game,
Right.
which was it was a good touchdown. It was
Yeah.
something that in my opinion, because it
Nine
was
guys played. Nine
yeah,
guys caught,
it was
caught
in the
passes.
it was in the A gap, went right up the middle,
Right.
and again, it was probably the best covered block of
Right.
anybody on our offensive line.
Yeah. Solid play. I thought it was great. Um, Anything else you want before we move on
Now,
to
just happy we
K-State?
did get the win. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't like a 34-9 loss
Yeah.
because we'd have been like, oh boy, here because we've been asking scratch our head. So again, getting a good win against again not a great team. I'm not going to say but again they are still a Power Four team, and again they have the same things that we have, and I'm not going to say they've got a better coach than we do, but they've got a very considerable coach that has had a lot of winning in his career,
Right.
and
Right.
again he just still couldn't. And again, I guess that's the thing is just because you're a great college pro coach doesn't necessarily mean you transfer all that knowledge down to a college kid.
Well, yeah, I think what he's starting to figure out is, like in the NFL, everybody is a professional and pretty much all the talent is similar, you know.
Yeah,
And I think some of these kids, like that was one thing that I kind of got, kind of puzzled about is some of these kids on North Carolina play, they're professional. Like there's really
yeah,
no kind of draw, no kind of dramatic, they're out there just doing a job. They're not really
yeah,
playing together. And
yeah,
in the NFL, that might work because you've got guys who kind of understand the bigger scope. In college, I don't think that works teaching these guys like they're pros.
yeah. I want to say, I mean, Taven Jackson, I'm gonna give he had a B+ game. I'm not gonna go total A. I mean, he did have no pickoffs.
So no game ball,
What's that?
no game ball.
No, you might give him a game ball because, like I said, I don't think anybody really had an A performance. I
Right.
mean, I guess if you can always argue for Ja'Cory Brown because he did what was asked of him.
Right.
I mean, I might give him a game ball for
Right.
doing what he did because he came in and really put the game away for us.
Well, yeah, I think if if you're really giving out game balls, you got to start giving up on the defensive side when you
Oh yeah.
team like that. And not that they were some juggernaut, but to 9 points, and you had
Well,
interceptions, you had
hey,
sacks,
yeah,
you
I'll
had
tell you what. I'm going to give my first game ball on the defense. Definitely got to go to Lewis Carter, number 20.
that guy is a player, isn't he?
He's the guy we got from Oklahoma. Remember that?
Yes, yeah.
Oklahoma was talking about how they didn't want to lose him. Now I can see why.
I don't know what we got to do to try to keep him here, but man, that guy
Mm.
he is lightning fast. He tackles well. He's always in the play. You know,
1 sack, 6 tackles, 4 assists.
right?
I mean, game ball.
That's all you can ask for. Yeah,
And the defense keeping the opposing team under 10 points. That right there is game ball. And again, you have, was it 2 interceptions? I mean, really, against a team that was, the talent's at least equal, they
right,
were very dominant today. Again, other than that one 10-minute drive, which again, I think it was just a guys who don't play together that much,
right.
lost a little focus. I think they had a very dominant afternoon. So, I gotta say, if I go to the offense, the only one is probably I'd have to give the game ball to. I mean, if I got one for the offense, I'm going to give it to Ja'Cory Brown just for the fact that he gave what he did. Not that Taven didn't play good; he played very, very well. But like I
Right.
said, uh, Ja'Cory Brown really came in and did what we asked him. But then I've got all the rest of the game balls for the defense. Again, they held them,
Did well.
5 out of 13.
And offense did well with 34 points.
Yeah,
Like I said, I think I want to say it was complete, about as a complete game as you can get from this team at this point of the season.
no, I agree.
I think when we were giving our kind of predictions last week, I thought at best if we could win, it might be under 7 points, and really kind of hopefully, and if we lost, it'd probably be under 7 points.
Yeah,
And
mine
I didn't think it was
was
going to be that high scoring of a game either.
yeah, mine was 24-21. That's what I was saying.
I went 31-24, and
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
right on one.
it was a blowout on our, it was a
Close.
blowout
I
our
was
way.
almost right on one, but the other one 10 points. There were, it's going to be interesting to see. I guess we can start sashaying over to the K State side since
Yeah,
you
I
know
would say very happy with the way they played. I'm glad we got
three and
that
zero.
third win because
Right.
now we got 9 games and all we need is 3 more.
Yeah, we're 3-0, 9 games. The conference season starts, and
Mhm.
um, it starts with K State, which I think is kind of trying to figure out why they're not doing so well this season, and hopefully they can try to not try to figure it out. I mean, 1-3. If they lose this week, Matt, you might as well just go ahead and start tail spinning the season for them.
And that might happen. They might be you know packing it in now. I mean, they might be a team just out of an identity.
Well, if you
And again,
recall, last time we went,
I don't know what the line is, but I guarantee they're probably favored to win.
I think they are. I think they're favored by. I don't know. Maybe we can find that, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guarantee they probably have I want to say, a better than 50% chance to win. I'm gonna say possibly 60-40 or 65-35.
right,
Just for the fact is because you remember, Mark, they've played a tougher schedule than we have. Had we played their schedule, who knows? We might be 2-2. But I think we beat Montana. I think we beat Army.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. I think they are beatable. Like I said, you had a
Yeah.
not. We're not even talking North Dakota State now. We're talking North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
which is not some powerhouse like North Dakota State is in the FCS.
Yeah.
And North Dakota State or North Dakota, it was a last play that pretty much had them lose. It was a fourth down that they didn't convert on, or you know, it probably would have gotten pretty scary there for
Yeah.
K State. They're just, like I was trying to circle back into what I was saying the last time we went there. if you recall, K State had a lot of seniors, a lot of
Hmm.
fifth and 60-year seniors, if you remember, on the lines.
Yeah.
It looks like that's not there now.
Yeah.
So they got a pretty good quarterback still, obviously. Um, but other than that, maybe they're having line problems. I don't know. I do know K State is a tough place to play.
Yeah.
So this definitely in no means is a gimme. You know,
Oh no. Like I said, I mean, we are not expected to win this one. And we could be 2 weeks from now, Mark, and be 3-2.
yeah. Well,
Even
yeah.
with Kansas, I mean, you just,
I'm not
it
afraid
is
of losses. I didn't really
no.
expect anything out of this team other than hope that we would get to six, and that's still the goal for me. Is
Well,
that
you think about this. I mean, no recruiting class. Scott came in late. This
right?
is really kind of house money this year. You can't really hold him accountable for anything. And I think getting 3 wins now, and I really think with the way he's turned the discipline around, other than a few of the penalties that are, a few of the mental breakdowns, I
Right,
do think we can get 3 more.
right. Well, I think so. I think again. I think there are. It's kind of funny how in the Big 12, you've really got some really good top heavy teams like the Texas Techs.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how's BYU doing. They were supposed to be pretty good this year too, weren't they? And things like that too. But then you're getting now kind of the bottom feeders to
Well, you
fill
remember
in.
BYU still is 3-0. I mean,
Right, but I think they're not as strong at quarterback as they were last year.
yeah.
Um,
But see, that's the thing with BYU, Mark, is we out recruit BYU every year.
yeah,
Even when we were a G5 team, we still out recruited them. So they're just, they're a team that is very well coached, and they're a smart college player. They play well together.
yeah, but okay, this Avery Johnson doesn't seem to be doing all that great this season. Like last year, he had
Yeah.
10 interceptions, 25 TDs, almost 3,000 yards. That's pretty good.
No, yeah.
And I think this season I don't have that, but I think it's going to start with probably with your lines, your offensive and your defensive, and I think what we've been seeing here with is that the lines have been letting K State down.
No, I agree. Well, you think about it, if you look at their offense compared to was it 2 years ago we played them our first year in the Big 12 and they beat us by was it 13? Was it 44-31?
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's just a guess I'm thinking, but if you look at uh, their stats now on the offense, they're not top 50 offensively or defensively.
No.
So what that means is you can move the ball on them. One, they're not going to really, they're going to give you a few breaks due to the fact that they're not that, machine like to where, like so when we played TCU last year, we
Right.
went in that TCU game. That first half of the game, it was hold on tight because there seemed like there was no wrong they could do. You even had guys who were overrunning slant patterns, falling back and catching the ball in the end zone, making incredible catches. I don't know if K State's going to do that.
Well, last time we played K State, like I said, just before the beginning of this conversation, they had a lot of fifth and sixth-year senior linemen.
Yeah,
And what I'm looking at now, you know, sophomore, senior, senior, sophomore, senior. So they got three seniors and two sophomores on that offensive line. Um,
but if it
doesn't
looks
seem to
like
be
they're a passing team,
right.
they don't really. I mean, in four plus, 4 games, they only have one guy who's just shy of 150 yards rushing for the season. Now, mind you, got a guy who has almost 300 yards. That's, I mean, you think about it with Jace Brown. Jace Brown has nearly 75 yards a game. So there's your guy. So with that, I mean, and again, Joe Jackson is the guy who gets a bulk of the carries. Devin Rice, but again, Devin Rice has almost 20 carries and 77 yards. So there's really nothing other than Joe Jackson, I think, on the ground game that we're gonna have to worry about. Now, Joe Jackson, he's 6 foot, 212 pounds. He is a Floridian. He's from Haines City.
Oh, really? Right down the road here.
Yeah, he's from Haines City, so
Hmm.
he's one of ours.
Right.
Out of Florida.
I guess they got this tight end, Lincoln Cure.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I think. If we can bounce back to last week, that kid, what's his name? Buck Johnson, or what was that kid's name for? Brad Johnson's son. He's got his other son was the tight end that they
yeah.
took him to. So we're gonna have to watch the tight end because they're what I'm reading here. It's like they're really touting this Lincoln Cure as he's a top rated prospect that so he's a freshman
Yeah.
and we'll see if they can keep him under wraps because there's
Well,
another
so
tight
far
end.
statistically, Jared Bradley is. I'm sorry, Garrett Oakley is their tight end who they go
Oakley, yeah,
to.
junior.
He's got 12 receptions for 110 yards.
Okay,
So
so it's about a
no touchdowns on the year yet,
he's
but
about
again,
about 8-9 yard.
yeah, about a 9 yard average, which again is that keeps drives going. That right there is
Sure.
the type of receiver that can bleed you.
No, I got you. But in 4 games, 120 yards ain't great.
No,
If you're, um, I have to admit I haven't watched much of K State play other than the first game when they played Iowa State,
yes,
and they seem to be a very formidable team in that. They kind of
Mm.
got away from them there at the end.
Yeah,
They lost, but they also did lose to Army. They also, and then they lost to Arizona, which
yeah,
Arizona I think is playing better as well this season.
yeah. That's the thing about the Army loss, which really is kind of just puzzling. It's a puzzling loss just due to the fact because Army shouldn't even have been in the game with them. I mean,
Right.
Kansas State should have just been again able to out athlete them, but again, coming up with a loss, that's another thing that just makes you go, "Wow, what the heck happened here?" Because either they turn the ball over 6 times, or Army's better than we thought they were. I mean, the Army of the '40s.
Right. Very true. Um, I've been trying to find this, line for a UCF K
Oh,
State. I just haven't been able
yeah,
to find it. But
yeah. I mean, you look at that. Army ran the ball on 237 yards rushing. They pounded the ball. 20 first downs, 10 of 22. K State
right.
was 2 of 9. I mean, there's your problem right there. K State did have 2 for 2 on fourth, but again, Army, don't they run that same kind of offense that Navy ran, that triple option?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just like Navy. I think Army kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, and that's what I said. So, well, I mean, I'm just saying that because they had 7 fourth down tries. That's a lot.
Right. Well, Avery Johnson, 88 yards, 13 of 29 passing. He's got
Hmm.
44% completion. That ain't going to
Yeah,
get you anywhere.
and I guess if you look at the Army game also
44%
here,
is not going to get you anywhere.
yeah, Army had double the possession that K State did.
Oh, yeah.
So again, K State really being a pass happy team, their offense is off the field.
Right.
So therefore, what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into a shootout with them. I don't want to be, if we go down and score a touchdown, they score a touchdown. Because then if we get that like that, that'll be kind of almost like reliving the 2023 game where they probably do beat us by 10, 13 points because they'll get touchdowns in the fourth quarter that we won't be able to match. Again, due to the fact that, one, we're not at home, I think, and I think home teams always play better. and two is I think our passing game still isn't quite there yet. But
K
yeah, well, K State's got a that's the strength of their offense is their passing.
they're a five and a half point. Uh,
And right now, that's a good line. That's honest.
yeah, favorite over us.
Yeah.
We're underdogs. So, like Scott said, we're UCF. We got a chip on our shoulder, and we appreciate being the underdog.
Mhm.
And I think Scott's tapped into that. A lot of these guys like going in thinking, we got something to prove.
What do you think about the coach Fisher, Coach Beckton kind of have instilled that into? They've known him a long time. You think about Coach Fisher, Coach Beckton have known Scott probably 10 years now.
Yeah, yeah,
Easy. I mean, and I think that's what it was. They've kind of instilled that especially where they came from. Especially Beckton playing back in the '80s and '90s with us when we were in school.
right, right.
Always kind of being looked over, and I think that's
Well,
really
both
kind
were
of
on his staff the last time when he was here. They
yeah,
they went with him over to Nebraska,
yeah,
and then now they're back with him here. Uh,
hmm
I don't really know how to put this, but Coach Clark passed away last night.
Did he really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
so yeah, we lost Coach Clark last night. 50 years old. You know, God rest he and his. And condolences to his family, especially
Yes,
children and things like
that
that.
is so sad.
But yeah,
Again, 50 years old is way too young. Considering he's about 10 years younger than you and I. And that's gosh. Did he have children?
I believe so. I believe he had like three kids. He had one son that I think the picture showed him running out of the UCF tunnel with his son. So where son's probably if he's a late um, middle schooler, he's probably more of a high school kid. I can't tell the age of these kids when I see them. Sometimes they look like they're middle school kids and they're juniors in high school. So I don't
Yeah,
know enough about his family, but my condolences are to them.
yeah. I joined that condolence. That is sad.
Okay.
Really sad.
Yeah, but so we've got that we're dealing with because I'm sure there's going to be a funeral, things like that,
Hmm.
and we got a game Saturday. Like
Yeah.
it or not, you know, and it's one of those things to where um, I had heard that he was getting better. I don't know what his medical emergency was. I can only imagine what it was.
Yeah. I don't know either. I got to guess heart.
Yeah, I'm thinking, and I don't
Something
know anything
respiratory.
about this. I was just thinking it was a heart attack he had
Yeah.
in the hospital. And with heart attacks, sometimes, unfortunately, he can have another heart attack, and this one could have been the fatal one.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing, but you know, we got to probably pick up the pieces there, which I think Coach Clark would want,
Hmm.
definitely, and try to salvage. Hopefully try to make if it's not a long shot, try to make the season as a tribute to him.
No, I agree. I mean, because again, play in his honor.
All right.
That's a tough loss. Wow. Losing your coach.
Yes. Nonetheless, let's see if we can get back to some lighter notes.
Yeah.
A We do have K State on Saturday. It's a noon game, right?
Well, that's an early start.
Which I think is great. You know, you get there,
Hmm.
you get back. Leave Friday, check in the hotel, get up Saturday morning, jump right on it, get over there. And because remember last time we played was night, and you let these guys get all kind of like I had a friend of mine tell me about was telling me about their he went to the tailgates out there
Yeah.
at K State, and he said you had guys there that literally were cooking things that they had shot, you know,
Yeah.
trips. They brought
I
it out
bet.
to the tailgate, and you go,
Yikes.
that's what I call
That's
rural.
tailgating right there.
That's tailgating right there. But nonetheless, I think any chance to win would probably be better if we played earlier rather than later.
Yeah.
Because 12 o'clock their time is going to be like 2 o'clock our time,
Yeah.
right? Or 1 o'clock.
Yes. 12 o'clock their time is 1 o'clock our time. They're in Central Time Zone. We're Eastern.
Okay, so it might help, to get in there and get out, get home.
Hmm.
Um,
But
anything?
again, K-State looks like again they rely on the pass more than the run, especially by their first four
Avery
games.
Johnson, I think that guy he's a dual threat. He's a guy who is good on his feet as well as passing.
Yeah.
They do have some. Was it Sterling Lockett? Is that wide receiver?
Hmm.
And then you've also got Jaron Bradley and Jace Brown. We're going to have to. The lucky thing that I've been seeing with UCF defensive line, I think we're shuttling 8 guys in there. You've
Yeah.
got guys getting substantial, snaps to where I think everybody's in there that are pretty fresh.
Yeah.
That Laura, who we have also, which that kid's a player.
No, we've got a lot of surprises, especially on the defensive line.
Yeah,
I mean, Rice,
Laura,
came in and he has really gone gangbusters for us.
right?
I mean, I never expected Spencer Edwards to have kind of impact he's had really again as a true sophomore.
Yeah, he had tackles for loss. He had a sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really well.
And again, he played. He may have had better stats than Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi, I think, had a really kind of a quiet night, but he did
Yeah.
pretty good. But yeah, he wasn't really. That's okay.
But I still think Lawrence Malachi is going to be very steady, so we don't have to really worry about him. It was good to see some of your younger guys get some stats.
Right. But yeah, we have some decent players on the defensive line, and you've got number 20 there, which is a heck of a player. I even think the kid from Colgate
Yeah, well,
did
I
pretty
mean, yeah,
good.
Carter. Lewis Carter is a starter now.
Right.
I mean, he
Which
starts
is
at the will linebacker. So
right. And
you
he
know,
didn't play against because that debacle in the first game, so he didn't play really any of the second game. So he was fresh going into the North Carolina game, and
yeah,
he really made a difference out there.
he really did. No, I agree. And then you think about it, it's really nice because Cole Kozlowski has, being a
The
smaller
Colgate kid,
player,
Colgate Cole, yeah,
yeah, he's really coming to his own too, playing very well.
right.
So, I like we've got a puncher's chance in this game, and that's really all I ask is a chance to win. Are we going to win?
You
You
know what
know,
I've noticed, Matt, and I just thought, remember last year what were we always talking about with the defense?
yeah.
Too much grabbing, no tackling, no wrapping. We're not having that problem this year, are we?
No, yeah, last year was very sloppy.
To where
Very sloppy play.
a lot better tackling this season than the last
I,
couple of
I,
seasons.
I agree.
Of people actually, nobody's just grabbing and catching out there. Everybody's wrapping and tackling, which is good. It shows a difference. Shows a difference in coaching, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, I agree.
You know,
And you think about it, a lot of young players. I mean, really, out of the starting defensive backfield, we only have a senior and the strong safety. The rest of them are all coming back. Well,
well, Antone Jackson had that interception that got
I
called
guess
back,
Dunham's not.
and he's a good player. That Antone Jackson,
Yeah.
Braden Marshall, he had an interception, right?
Mhm.
And he looked great. So
Yeah, again, both of them underclassmen.
right, and then like I said, Jaden Williams, he saved a game already this year. Uh,
Yeah.
it's just I think, like I said, I think right now our strong suit is our defense, and if I think our defense can kind of establish themselves on Saturday up in Manhattan, we got a shot.
No, I agree. If we can get a couple 3-and-outs, and again, if we can run the ball, we've got very capable runners. And again, it looks like that's their weaknesses. But again, we're playing in Manhattan. We're not playing in, Central Florida.
No, yeah, we've been here 3 weeks. We got to go on the road finally.
Which that's another thing about the Big 12 I never understand is how you play somebody twice at their place.
Well, I think what happened was is they were expected to come here until we had, if you recall, we didn't have we were 12 teams. We didn't have the four,
Yeah.
Pac-12 teams. And then when that came in, things changed. But it's worked itself out. They've kind of, restructured it because Oklahoma State's coming back here and they don't want to come back here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, to where
Well, I think they're probably just happy it's not a space game.
right.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, I don't want to get too far down the the pipe here, but I wonder if Gundy's going to be with Okie State when with the Cowboys by the time they show up here later in the season.
I think that's the at least $2 question. I wouldn't say $1 million, but right now,
Yeah,
if I were a gambling man, I'd say he's not going to be here by the time they get to us. Because didn't they lose to Tulsa on Thursday or went
he
Friday?
did.
That doesn't help you with your job.
No,
Losing to Tulsa. And I don't think
no,
Tulsa's a bad team, but you should be able to beat teams like Tulsa
just talent alone.
with talent alone. And well, you know, they didn't. And maybe he's almost like, forget. I've had enough anyway. Go ahead and fire me.
Well, he's been there a while.
Send me. Yeah, he's been there over 20 years, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think other than Willingham, Ty Willingham, he's the second longest.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
At Ty Willingham was it OK State or he just?
no, at Utah, he was
Okay.
Urban Meyer's replacement.
Yeah, I think he was Myers.
That's not. Well, I'm not saying Ty Willingham. Ty, is it Winningham?
Winningham, yeah.
Yeah, Winningham was the old Notre Dame coach.
Notre Dame coach.
Winningham.
Winningham, yeah. He the DC for
Yeah.
and stayed behind to take over the Utah game,
Yes.
Utah team, and that's why you had the coach that was at Louisville and South Florida. That's why he came back to
Hmm.
Florida, or he got retained, I guess, from the prior administration.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, small world.
Yeah. So, you got any predictions for Saturday noon's game?
Well, I think I've chosen UCF to win the last three. I'm going to choose them to win this one too.
What's your
Um,
score?
I think it's going to be a close one.
Close one.
Yeah, I think all Big 12 games are going to be close here on out. Or, you know, I'll go 21-17.
Okay. I wish I had your optimism. I'm going to say we're going to drop this one. I think we will be probably. I'm going to say close. Also, I'm going to say 24-21 Kansas State. I do think we will get a road upset this year, but I don't think it's going to be in Manhattan this week.
Well, let me see. We got a little time left. How about Kansas is at home, so Cincinnati, that could be a road upset. I'm not saying it will be because
Yeah, it could be. No,
Cincinnati's got things together, but we always seem to play just like they do seem to play us. Well,
yeah,
it's always a good game. Possibility, right? And we're not afraid to play there. They're not afraid to play here.
not at all. Yeah,
West Virginia, I think that's a winnable. That's a home game though.
home game.
Baylor, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying it could be later in the season. Say
Texas Tech, I
BYU.
don't think so.
No, I'm not. I'm saying BYU or Baylor.
BYU, okay. BYU's
I
last
think,
game of the season,
yeah, I think we can win those.
the 29th of November.
Yeah, one of
It's gonna
those.
be a
Yeah,
cold one too.
in Utah or in Provo, Utah. It's gonna be cold.
Right.
So maybe I'm gonna look at the November 1st in Waco against Baylor
Yeah, I don't know.
as
Got
the upset.
Baylor lost to ASU the other night. So
Yeah.
this is that conference is wide open. Anybody can be anybody. And that's kind
Oh
of
no, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
like I said, I still think Texas Tech is the flagship team this year, but I do
Yeah.
think we have some good teams. I think both Baylor and um, Arizona State are good again.
Mm-hmm.
To where I think TCU is good.
Yep.
I'm not sure Colorado has decided what they're going to be yet.
Well, I tell you, if we had a team that was a little more seasoned, played together, I like our schedule. You know,
I think our schedule's working out for us if we had a more consistent team.
yeah. If we had a consistent team, let's say we have the 2018 team.
Well, not
I
even
like
that. I'm
our
just saying if this team had been playing with each other, like I'm looking forward to next season with this team when these guys all kind of know each other. They've all gone through the trials and tribulations of a full season together. See how it works out next year. See if they buy into it with each other, and it's kind of
yeah,
nice to see.
yeah.
So far so good. You're right.
Hmm.
This season, like I said, I think we're all still kind of tempering our expectations of 6 wins. But let's say they do go and win in Manhattan on Saturday. Uh, I might change the old you win count to maybe 7-5, which would be I think a fantastic year if that could happen.
Oh, I agree. Oh, I mean, yeah. If they can be somehow 4-0 after Saturday's game, I could definitely say see a 7-5 season. Because
Right,
you think about it, then you've got Kansas at home, Cincinnati, West Virginia, the next three, which again are all very winnable games, especially if you can beat Kansas State in Manhattan.
right. I think Kansas is going to be a tough game, but Cincinnati and West Virginia, we get off on the right foot and make some plays and maybe make some mistakes.
Yeah,
Right there's your six and 6-1, pretty good.
yeah.
5-2, I'll even take at that point.
Well, you also got Houston, the Houston game.
Right?
That's a space game.
Yeah.
We usually do very well in space games.
Houston is probably one of the most improved team I think in the Big 12. You know,
Yeah,
like Coach Fritz there, that guy's a good coach. I knew
yeah.
that he was going to get them straightened out. So we'll see what happens. But I'm predicting a win against K State this weekend. You're predicting a loss.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think ultimately ends up being the deciding factors of us losing?
Mental mistakes.
Penalties, mental mistakes.
Yeah, I think we let them have a few extended drives from because again, we haven't fixed it in 3 weeks. I don't think we're gonna have it fixed in 4 weeks.
Right. So you think the penalties will get to us and maybe some shinickery or
Yes.
shenanigans and things like that will cause us to be on the losing side.
Yeah, I do. I think
I don't know. I think as long as our defense can get pressure on Avery Johnson and keep him in the box,
and that's a big if.
I don't think we shouldn't have a problem with them.
Yeah,
The only thing I'm worried about, can we score? On the road,
exactly.
because we are on the road. First time this team goes together on the road, are we going to be able to score? Because we've got the home thing figured out. I think we can
Yeah,
score now at home. Can we do it on the road? Because that's going to be the difference.
I agree.
Like again, I think our defense, worst case scenario, will give up 17 points just for being on the road, but we got to get at least 24 is what I think. Didn't I predict that, or 21-17, something like that?
Oh, and 17. That's the we're gonna go down 24-21.
Okay, well, that's noon.
This is the most consistent offense we're going to play all, so far this year.
Right, noon Fox Sports 1,
Yeah.
and we should know probably pretty quickly into the game.
Hmm.
I'll be going out Saturday night with the wife to a birthday party, so
Okay.
I'm glad it's a noon game rather than a night game.
Hopefully they take care of business and you enjoy your party.
Right, exactly.
All right. That's what would always be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've got someone coming over to watch the cats, but other than that,
Well, you got any more left?
I'm good.
All righty. So for Knightspeed, I am Matt Johnson.
And I am Mark Johnson. We will
Watch the game on Saturday. We'll report it again early next week. So I want to say go Knights.
charge on.